Uh, John says, given the nature of the stream, isn't best of 3 better EV if you are ranked up to a reasonable level? Well, actually, you're right that best of 1 ranked starts to work away at my win percent advantage because it's pushing me towards 50%. So that's the same kind of thing in that in traditional and best of 3, they don't look at win, loss, or rank when pairing. So I'm going to, at 0-0, I could pair with anybody. I could literally pair with anybody in the system who is also 0 and 0. Whereas in Premier Draft, if I pair someone 0-0, they're going to look for somebody who has a similar rank to me. So as an above average player, the higher I get into rank, the less well I do EV-wise in Premier. That being said, so as a modeling, yes, you'd be right that like if your goal is pure EV, then you probably want to stick to best of 3. But I'm very practical about my approach, and we're gem independent. We have plenty of gems. We can do whatever we want. So if I were riding the edge of my gems, then yes, I would scrap for every little bit of gem EV I could find to stay above 0. To not have to dig to my wallet. But since we have a nice cushion, I can be a little more lax about it, and we can just do it. So let's do that. Maybe I'll just call this my intro spiel. I usually say hello and everything, but I think I might just include that on the front because it's good information for our YouTube friends. So let's start with that. I'll kind of start midstream there, but now I'll say, hi, YouTube friends. How you doing? Welcome to the draft. As you can see, we are going to do some Zendikar Rising Premier Draft, and I was just talking about why I was willing to choose Premier when, from a pure EV standpoint, it's probably best for me to play in best of 3, but also at my win rate, it's not that far off. It's just a little bit of difference, and we get to do whatever we want with this gem count. So that's awesome. I am also for my YouTube friends, you might have been wondering where my content has been the last few days. I have taken a couple days off for some family time. Been a tough week for my family, but it's going to help me to draft with you all today. So I appreciate everybody coming on back to hang with me today, and appreciate YouTube friends for hanging on and waiting it out until I got some new videos up. So we're going to do that. And I want to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom, who also support me at times like this. They are not taking anything back from me just because I took a couple days off to be with my family more directly, and I appreciate that about Card Kingdom. They really support me. They support all of their content creators. They really work with the content creators to devise strategies for success. It's not just like send in a check and not worrying about it. They really work with their partners to create a message that works for both parties and is successful for both parties. So I really appreciate what a great sponsor Card Kingdom has been for me, and what a great part of my life they've been for me since even back before Card Kingdom. I went to Berserk Games. Was a local at the pre-Card Kingdom brick and mortar Berserk Games store that they ran, and so I was a customer before I was a content creator, and they've been with me through the years, and I can't thank them enough. Thanks, Card Kingdom. We all have 10,000 gems here, so we get to hit the draft view here and enter for free, effectively, whenever you're... So I said gems. You hear what I meant. I meant gold. When you have enough gold to enter, it's effectively entering on the house, because gold is what we earn around here just for playing. So gold is not a currency I've paid for. It's just something I've earned through play. So whenever I get to jump into a draft on gold, it feels great, because this is house money. Every gem we get out of this is pure profit. Like we can do the profit meme right now. Here. We haven't even made a pick yet, and we know we're going to have profit. That's pretty cool. So let's get back to draft view, though. Our opening rare is just a flip land, not really where you want to start. Pack seems lousy. We've got Arbor Mage. We've all kind of come up on this card. I think most of you are probably like me and thought this was maybe fine, but nothing too special. But actually, it's a legit game winner for green. It's a way to get a game 1. This is a way to get a creature dead. Might be best to start with Rabid Bite, even though I do like the potential of the Arbor Mage, the Rabid Bite, the Glacial Grasp, the Sure-Footed Infiltrator is maybe worth a start here. I think we can start here. Like, if we don't end up rogues, we'll just abandon this, no big deal. But if we find ourselves in a good rogue seat, this is a great card. Yeah, and Arbor Mage sometimes wheels, right? I think between the two green cards, we take Rabid Bite. But I both like the Sure-Footed Infiltrator, and it sends a lot of green downstream. We'll send that green down and see what we get here. And actually, a Ruin Crab in a rogue deck is just fine, although do we want it here? Crab is tempting, but look, gang, we've got a Deadly Alliance. I mean, let's see, we got 44 seconds. Crap, nothing here is wheeling that we want, but I'll see if what you think of between Crab and removal. I think I'm leaning removal, but I could be talking to the Crab if chat wants to do it. Crab beats out removal. All right, chat, I'm with you. This is our draft today, okay? Vanquish here, though. Crab plus Infiltrator both lean towards rogues, so picking up Vanquish here makes a lot of sense to me. Although there's Relic Golem, too. We might want to take Vanquish and see if we wheel this. I think we take the Vanquish, and if the Golem doesn't wheel, sometimes people just take an uncommon, right? Because there's nothing in the pack for them. But I'm going to take the clean, it's not clean removal, it's removal. I'm going to take the removal, and then we'll see if we wheel the Golem. If we do, it's a great sign. And Wind Robber could also be a great sign on the wheel. I'm going to go, I saw this and was willing to take it, but then I saw Into the Royal, which is much better, much more generically good. And then we have a chance of Bubble Snare is not going to wheel, but we'll take Royal and see about potentially wheeling the Wind Robber or the Sky Dancer here. Swordsman's like the Snare. That's totally legit. I like Royal a little better, but it's close. They're both powerful magical cards. Royal Mage is not typically a rogue deck type of card, but it's fine. I mean, it's still going to get stuff back and do good things. Riptide, okay, but you really want to be doing the kicker thing, which we're not doing heavily right now. Squiddy. It's funny, I must have picked up these. I've been liking the weekend events. I've generally been entering these 500 gem weekend events that get some styles or whatever, because it's a fun way to play on the weekends for me. But yeah, I think Royal Mage is fine here. Mind Carver suggests we could be on the right track, but Gloom Hunter is probably just more generically good for the deck anyway. I mean, we could go Mind Carver. I said Mind Hunter. Did I say Mind Hunter? I think it's a show I've been watching. So, and Blood Priest is also worth checking out. I suppose you could go Blood Priest over Gloom Hunter, but yeah, we could also just take the Batter Priest. I think these are all interesting choices. Yeah, okay, I'll take a Priest. I think is this doesn't even the trouble with the Carver is it doesn't always make your rogue decks, you know. Cunning Geyser Mage instead of a Squid, I think. Yeah, it's tempting to want to take that Carver just because it's clearly the rogue equipment and we look like we're heading that direction, but it's not even that great in the deck, so I'm happy with our pick there. I'd be surprised if Carver wheels. It would be one of only a handful of like 2 or 3 cards left in the pack, and usually uncommons are gone then just because of vault progress. Yeah, blue-black party could be real. We take anti-cog as a 2-drop that then does grow in to become a real late-game card, especially in this deck. Diviner already has Geyser Mage and Royal Mage to support the wizard payoff here. And then Blight Priest. We're not really doing life gain, so it's Diviner or anti-cog. Looks like most people want the Diviner. Yeah, I can do with that. With the Royal Mage and the Geyser Mage, we can take Diviner here. Glacial Grasp is interesting, but Seafloor Stalker is on the Rogue plan, and quite good, especially if we do have a random Cleric and a random Wizard, making the activation quite cheap. Riptide still here for the kicker deck, but we're going to grab a Subtle Strike. The Skitter Sneak, also nice, but nobody really wants these but us, and we should be able to pick up 1 or 2 of these later. I'm going to take the Subtle Strike now. Duelist for more rogue action. We did not wheel the Golem, and looks like we didn't wheel that Wind Robber. So worth noting that maybe we are competing for this deck, question mark. But we could potentially be, you know, a blue-black rogue-heavy party deck. That, you know, instead. You also don't need to be heavy rogues to make what we've got going work. I mean, right now this is just good cards. And then we do get a Dancer, which I'll take over the Shell Shield here. Riptide's still around. Well, maybe just take Verazal here and backdoor into green-blue kicker. Nobody seems to want that. We got a Roost here, though. Roost is solid, but let's see what we're actually doing to kick it right now. We got 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So keep that in mind. We'll take it, but it's not actually great in our deck right now. It's just good. And we might be able to make it great. And I'm also thinking we could end up in green here. Look, we only have 4 black cards. We have a Subtle Strike, a Blood Priest, a Sky Dancer, and a Vanquish. Like, we could easily find ourselves in a different color here. Like, we can even take Royal Eruption. I mean, it's got kicker. Squid should wheel. I like Squid Media, I do, but nobody... Blue seems open. I think we have a chance to wheel this. I like both of these okay, but I think taking Eruption on a spec here is fine. There's nothing. This is not a good pack for us. Outside of that spec, Rabid Bite could continue the spec towards a possible blue-green kicker. We could just take the Skitter Sneak and bank back towards Rogues. We could take the Squid. Let's look at our curve. Without a lot of 4s, we could justify the Sneak over the Squid. I think we might wheel this Squid too. Media likes the Squids. I like a Media. I just think we can wheel them. So I'm gonna, and we don't have any green yet. I'm only looking at the green because of the seeming openness of the kicker deck, like the stalkers here, you know. But I do think you're correct, whoever said, you know, that this is we hedge towards the rogue here. Pack Beast is going to be tough for us to beat in this particular deck. Does a lot of stuff for us, including helping splash and eruption potentially. Can grab a wizard land here. That seems fine. Some decent green still going around. Like, we could have forced ourselves into green, but I think this is fine. You like the research? Boy, I didn't even see a research there. It must have just blanked on me. But I like the wizard land anyway. Anti-cog playable here, and I like it over the cleric. Reclaim. There is some kicker stuff going on saying coulda, shoulda, maybe, but Yeah, we can take Reclaim. Do you really think we're going to end up in green at this point? It only costs us an anti-cog. I suppose we can take it. I just don't think we're going to end up there. And then here we have a Rebirth that fits into the black plan if we stay on that front. Don't want to take this over the blood price at least. Mind Carver has available again, or we can take a second Subtle Strike. Probably just second strike. If you're doing super aggro tempo rogues, I'm into the Mind Carver, but if we're not really doing that, so I'm going to take this strike. I have liked that Carver when I was in a very hyper tempo based aggro rogues. I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at, though. I mean, we got a lot of toes dipped into other colors here. The table's trying to get us to take Mind Carvers. Probably just want a Blood Priest here, though, again. Drain would be good, too, there. I like the Priest, though, getting another 2 in, and this is good in this deck. This Priest is going to do some serious damage sometimes. We'll take Hellion, not even an uncommon Vault Progress choice there. There is here. We can take the Brushfire Elemental, or we can take Dreadworm in case we need playables. I don't think we're going to need playables, though. So I'm just going to take Vault Progress. Wow, late rare. Cool. I suppose there might be a world where we're silencing. It's a rogue, and if we get party enough, we might want that. Probably not, though. I'll put it in the main, but I think we're probably cutting that. Actually, I'll take it out of the main. Probably not running either of those. Acquisitions Expert is a rogue I can get behind. Swarm Shambler, nice card, but not where we are at. The second Wizard would also be good, but I think Acquisitions Expert is the best card for us here. And it makes me think we are just blue-black at this point. Here's a Mind Drain that's likely to wheel, and a Sky Dancer that's likely to wheel. So we kind of take one and wheel the other, or we take Stalker and wheel one of these. Yeah, let's take Stalker and wheel something else. A little early for a Stalker. Stalker might wheel too, but this is a good pick for us. Good card in this deck. Vision. Do we have enough things to find? Like, this is all well and good, but if you're not actually finding instants and sorceries, it's not really worth it. Like, right now we have 6 things to find, and it's looking at the top 6, so we're close. Like, that's 1 in 6, so in 36 cards, you're likely to find one. You want kind of a little bit more. I think we just take anti-cog. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, well, is it better than anti-cog? That's the question. Although this probably wheels. I'm going to take Vision just because I think anti-cog wheels. Into the Royal. Not meh. We're going to grab that and be happy about it. Rockslide Sorcerer is interesting. We're a little too late for that, I think, but interesting. And I think we're done here on that green front. Ooh, Feed or Vanquish. We have a Vanquish already. Feed gets rid of anything. I think we want first Feed over second Vanquish. Bubble Snare, also nice. So we're getting some picks here. This deck isn't particularly, like, high synergy. It's got some party stuff going on, but mostly this is just, like, black-blue tempo value. Media loves the Feed, especially in Clerics Media, right? When the life pain doesn't really matter that much. Thank you for the sub. Still gonna run our Roost of Drakes here. Picking up the Bubble Snare was great to give that a little oomph, but wouldn't mind something else worthy of kicking. And we'll think about this. Maybe we're party enough to Colossus. Riptide, interesting, but we got to thwart the grave. That's cool. Pretty late thwart. I like that. Thwart back our Blood Priest for the win. That's on the to-do list for today. Let's grab another duelist over another Riptide. I don't know if we're playing two duelists. We're not, so again, we're not like so rogue, like we don't have rogue payoffs really. So it's not that big a deal whether we're doing rogues or not. Yeah, we get a dancer. We knew something like that would wheel here. Cool. Yeah, like Math is saying maybe even the vampire because it's a warrior, right? And the Anticog did wheel, so we can consider that. And it's like we may be a little more party than rogues when it comes down to it. So Anticog number 2, Deliberate number 1. Hopefully we don't play either, but I'll take the Anticog. At least if I cast that on 2, I'm usually pretty happy. I really try not to play. I haven't played Deliberate really at all. Like, I mean, it feels like a twice as expensive Opt, and Opt is a card that I only tended to play when it was synergistic with what my deck was doing. We could take the Cleric, though. If we're thinking we are light party, we could certainly leave a Cleric in. I just don't think we need to. We don't need to do that. We have a couple. We have these Clerics, which are much better, for example. So 48 cards. We do have a Rebirth land and a Vision land and a Wizard land. So we got 3 of those, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we could do like this as a potential starting point. That gives us 18 lands with the flip side. Oh yeah, sure. Let me get to the deck building view. And then that leaves us with 6 cuts. We'll take a look at where we're at. 18 creatures, 13 non. So we can cut a little of both, but want to also check our tribal count. We have 2 clerics. We have 9 rogues and 4 wizards. So our only warrior out is the pack beast. But again, we're not trying to necessarily have a full party. We have no rewards for full party beyond just extra oomph on our Blood Priest, etc. Yeah, definitely removing an Anticog. Thwart we're keeping. Riptide can go. I'm wondering if one of these Sky Dancers can go. I like the Stalkers better here. Again, we're not really doing the rogue payoffs or even the opponent at 8 in graveyard payoff, right? We're not, we got the Skitter Sneak, you know, but there's not like, but I think one Stalker can be, but also ensuring like doubling the chance that we draw that one Stalker, I think is worth it. We'll see though. I gotta find cuts. Maybe that'll end up being a cut. Like I think I like cutting a duelist. Here, let's go this. Yeah, we can cut the other Anticog. I like that. We got a much better interaction than Anticog. And then Skitter Sneak was called for. Yeah, we could cut a Skitter Sneak. We could... What's our... 15, 11. Be nice if we could find one of these to cut. Yeah, what is the crab doing for us, really? Our kicker isn't great. Like, Roost of Drakes is not great in this deck, but we're not cutting it. It does... I mean, its floor is a 2/2 flyer for 4, and then just like any other flyer, if we make any other Drake, we're happy. So... Crab is our main mill. To what end? Why are we excited to mill? Yeah, Crab draws out removal when you play it on turn 1. What is Crab doing for us when we draw it on turn 7? Yeah, everybody loves the old WinCon Crab. because in their heads, the crab always shows up in your opening hand. We have no mill payoffs and a card that can win you the game if you draw it in your opening hand and they don't have removal. It's more like crab insists on taking away removal out of your opponent's hand. But you hear what I'm saying? Those of you who want, like, who like the crab because it's a win con, it's pressure, all of that is about it coming out in the first couple of turns. If it does not come out in the first couple of turns, it's so much more manageable. All of my opponents who play Ruin crabs, every single one of them, get every crab in their deck in their opening hand every time. So there is that. Like, it looks like the programming is set up to insert crabs into my opponent's opening hands, but I can't count on that myself. So yes, let's do some redemption and get on. Although I'm going to reject the any land request. I'm going to refund you today because we're going to use, Paul, I appreciate it, but I'm going to reject your basic land because these are spoils lands. These are lands that chat won by beating me 5-2 on Friday. So we are going to stick with these and use the... And what did you want on your sleeves, Jinx? Ashiok. All right. How about... So, my father-in-law was a proud Irishman, so I'm going to call today's deck Irish... I don't know if that's the way you spell brogue, but I'm spelling it that way because of the rogue part. Tron says, I missed the gauntlet on Friday. How come we did not get Jace Puppet? You only beat me 5 times, Tron. That's at the very, if we're at the carnival, you don't get to just point at the gigantic bear because you knocked 1 bottle over, buddy. Alrighty, let's try it out. Looking forward to this. I also have to figure out how much the new crackdown is going to impact memes. I might be a little light on the memes today. Basically, I got to do some more homework on exactly how hard the record industry is going to be cracking skulls here. I don't want to lose my stream just because we have some fun. Looks good. Heck, we got 3 to party already. Guy 2's asking about a crackdown. The record industry is doing harder core sweeps of content creators on Twitch looking for copyrighted music use and taking the step of not just muting you because you don't have your because you're playing copyrighted music, but actually giving you a strike and potentially getting you eliminated from Twitch. So yeah, Oppomold to 5. I'm trying to decide here whether we're going no value duelist to lead into all this stuff. I'm going to say no. I'm just going to play Swamp actually. Jinx wants Island. I'm not going to play the duelist under any circumstance here, so I'm just actually playing the Swamp to avoid detection. And then now we can go Pack Beast and potentially Duelist next turn. A fine way to come back to streaming. Oppo on a turn 3 maul. All right. No problem, no problem, no problem. What I think we do is royal the maul. Well, let's see. We could play an island, unkick royal the maul, play the duelist, and eat the bug catcher. Let's at least give ourselves the chance for that play. It's a little bit obvious that we're not attacking, but interesting. I wonder if he's going to move the maul over to give the charger haste. If they are. I don't know. This is... So, does that change anything? Because the maul does end up on the charger, and that's pretty good. Oh, that's true. Can't re-equip. And since they're out of it, maybe I should play to that? Bounce and Duelist is interesting. We could also now at least... We could even wait. We could just Duelist and reduce the damage a little bit. And I guess we have stuff to do next turn. All right, I won't be greedy with the Royal. And yeah, we're gonna see if Oppo can find the white to re-equip or not. And I'm gonna wait on Duelist as well. I think we can potentially get something there. We can get him. Let's try and get him. I could also just play Vision as land, setting up for Swamp Wizard next turn for sure, letting us play Blood Priest and keeping Duelist. You like Vision as land, or you like playing Vision? OCB Live, sure. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a little weird. You want... G-Guard just wants to get Infiltrator going. That's fair, because we can play Duelist next turn and Priest and actually get a nice drain. Yeah, I'm on G-Guard's plan. Let's do that. We're hoping Oppo doesn't find another Plains. You knew I was going to make that happen, right? We had to try. I think it was correct. Ah, they're going for this, though. So 5-4, we could 2-for-1 ourselves and trade Pack Beast and Infiltrator for Minotaur. If we don't, what are we doing? We do get a pretty big life chunk back next turn off Blood Priest and Duelist, and we need the Duelist for the Infiltrator, so I think I'm just going to take this. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Maybe we can't because of, like... But we're going to gain some life back. We'll see. I think we need to... We need to not trade and do the best we can on Blood Priest and top decking. We need some top decks, though. Well, we're never blocking a 7-power first striker because it's also flying. But yeah, we have some outs. Let's see if we can find them. Not exactly what we're looking for here, but maybe we can go find it. G-Guards thinks I'm doing this unnecessarily. I'm trying to leave Pack Beast back. Yeah, I suppose they wouldn't. I don't know, G-Guards. I think... Like, the thing is, if I were Oppo, I would block. Like, I can't beat this, so I would be not letting me draw a card. So I guess I'm playing as though I'm playing against me, where I would not let this connect with me. Well, let's see what we draw. Because this is what we're trying to do, is draw this. Is it even good enough, though? It's like... Yeah, we can get rid of the Minotaur, but it still ends up on something else. Maybe the play right now is drain 3 and then do this next turn after they spend a turn equipping. Because that's the other thing, like, we take 6 to do it, and then we go to 5, and then we just die to the re-equip. So we can't actually just kill the Shatterskull Minotaur with feed. I think we need to actually play Vision as land, play Priest to gain life, and feed next turn. Does that make any sense? This is rough. I don't know. Like, this is what we wanted. Yeah, but how do we make him not hit us? We have to kill what they equip it to, and this is not an instant. So I could feed the charger. Kill them all? Sounds great. How? Do tell. Hodge says we're just dead. Hodge is usually right. I feel like we're just dead. That's what I can't figure out here. I can't find a line where we're not just dead. Yeah, well, I think we're just dead. Now we are just dead. I don't think we can beat the Maul here. The Maul equip. There was nothing to do about this re-equip.
He's dead, sir.
So I know I let my
Must be dead. He was worse than dead. His brain is gone.
Oh, here, my stuff is wrong. I know I let my clock go down and, like, we technically passed the turn having not made a play, but I mean, I don't even care. Like, unless you come up with how we were going to, like, win this game, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Radianware said, wow, why do we even have another turn? This is weird. Hey, look. Well, maybe we're not dead. And then do we need Wizard as land just to have... Yeah, I guess we go Infiltrator. Make him do it. I know, but well, they weren't killing me last turn, so I figured I better make him do it, huh? Didn't seem like Oppo was 100% interested. Yeah, that was Oppo winning on a mold of 5, but they mold into their Maul, and what do you know? We lost to one of the best cards in the format. All right, starting out in the hole, but let's dig out. This looks good. Be cool if we found a 2-drop besides Royal Mage, though. Would love to Royal Mage back and into the Royal. And then Geyser Mage back a Royal Mage. Hey, look at that! It's a 2-drop we can play besides Royal Mage. First turn Kite Sail Cleric. Interesting. This deck could go a lot of directions with that. Blue-white. Yeah, I mean, black-white Clerics being the most likely, but, you know. Not going to offer a trade there. Not going to be greedy on Geyser Mage, though. We're going to play that as a 3-2 and pass. Hey, Timber, thanks for the sub. Well, you have me to thank. I rejected the channel points redemption for different lands and chose these instead because these were what chat won on Friday by beating me 5-2 in the gauntlet, so figured we'd go with that. Eventually we're gonna into the Royal the Cleric, but we can attack. They're never blocking with the Geyser Mage here, and then we can play Infiltrator and worry about bouncing the Cleric in a couple of turns. I'm a little surprised we're still only gold on this account. We must have been doing a lot of best of 3 this season. I mean, my results have been actually pretty good of late. Every time I accidentally touch my deck, we hear Ashiok sleeping. I hate that my roommate has a CPAP. Oh, so I can really bug you. Great. Yes, it's true. The gentle sounds of a CPAP machine humming are better than... My wife would agree with you, fool. Well, we're kind of racing here. We're not set up to... We are racing at the moment, but we hope to change the script here coming up. Yes, one of our 2 subtle strikes would be incredible. Subtle strike! Here it comes! Oppo milling us to our subtle strike! Not quite. Not quite. Not much in the yard to get back with this yet, but that means we can trade off with a little more impunity. I think we are in bounce the Cleric territory. Oppo is going all out. We can't really block the flyers at all anyway, and we're going to bounce the Cleric. We would trade Geyser Mage. We want trades at this point because of Thwart. So let's go ahead and offer everything, including the Pack Beast. Losing the Pack Beast will increase the cost of the Thwart, but we want stuff in the graveyard for it anyway. Nice. Now we can swamp it and wizard it. I was going to Royal, but with the land we can play Wizard and Royal again next time. They might not want to send the Cleric because we have a Wizard to threaten a trade. The Cleric... Oh, they do! Well, again, we do have the Thwart. I'm going to go ahead and try to trade. They're, of course, going to do something to gain life and turn it into a 5/5. It's fine. This is all part of the plan. Yeah, they might have Subtle Strike. Well, if we thought there was too, I want them to, right? I guess they do get a lot of value out of it anyway. But yeah, we had to block. We had to, I mean, if they do have a subtle strike, it's all the more important for us to block here and not take 4, 5, 6, 7. Not subtle strike. There is ours. That's nice. And we're going to try and wait. Let's see. Actually, we might into the royal into land, which would allow us to subtle strike. We got to get rid of this cleric of life spawn first, and then we'll see about getting the gloom hunter dead. Yeah, we can attack first too. Good call. I'm just being my usual because we get a card here, so it might just answer the question for us before we even do anything. Good reminder. I get so hasty with my exciting plans. Awesome. Now we just know we have it. We have it all. I'm gonna do this now. If they have something like protection, we want to know about it. I'm not gonna let them untap. Let's just do it now. There is a pause, so that's concerning. Let's see what they've got here. There's a pause, but they haven't, like, snapped anything off here, so maybe they're just sad? Yeah, they got something, but I mean, if it were a good response to this, you think they would just, like... Wow, that's quite a delay on that, but okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Well, this is going to happen. And then I'm going to kill the Gloom Hunter while shields are down, though. We'll just kill that outright. And... throw a counter on our Infiltrator. I'm not going to worry about randomly dying. I mean, I think we had to do that. Like, the suggestion to just play the Royal Mage as a 2/1 to like chump and not randomly lose here. I'm taking the risk. But it looks like the risk has paid off for Oppo. Yeah, that's true. With Subtle Strike, we could have gone Subtle Strike and see if they wanted to do anything. This, of course, now though we are in, we need to get back Blood Priest and Wizard. Let's see, we have two. We have a Wizard and a Rogue. If we get back Priest and Pack Beast, we get 3 damage on the drain, so we can at least do that. I tried a cardboard. I'll do it again in a second here. Hold on. And here, I'll restarted CBL. Yeah, oops. Don't want that. You can do that. Ground. We have two things back for the ground, so let's attack with both. Might even have to play the Royal Mage here. I don't know if we're going to have time to, like, kick this to any effect. Although if we do, it could win us the game that we have time to kick this. All right, let's play. Well, now we have a choice because I could play the Royal Mage, but now I can actually vision, and it might help us find an answer. So I'm going to wait and play vision. Cast vision. Oh, you wanted to go vision. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe I should. G-Guards had a better line. Oops. Because if we go vision is our land here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands, and then our island is number 8 and guarantees us Royal Mage plus into the Royal. So good line, G-Guards. We'll see if we can manage this anyway. Well, that's not going to help at all. Feels like we're really up against it again. I don't know how we win from this position. Subtle Striker into the Royal. Can we win off of any of this? Let's see. If we... Subtle Strike, we can kill the Dancer. Royal resets the Cleric. I guess we take Royal, but none of this is great. We go... Blood Priest. Chump. Well. We could... Royal Mage, Thwart, let's see, what, 7? But Thwart doesn't, we can't cast it, right? Maybe, yeah, we gotta bounce an Expert, but what are we bouncing? We gotta bounce the Shepherd and get rid of the Shepherd, right? And Thwart is not enough. Yeah, we don't have enough to do that whole thing. Well, no choice but really to into Royal, kick, look for a card, kick, Expert and draw first? Well, I was gonna, well, that's right. Yeah, if we're dead in the air, then we need to maybe Royal. Yeah, all right. Let's do this. I'm probably not sequencing this right, but oh yeah, how dead are we? Well, you know, Expert is totally helping us. Expert is helping us realize we had no chance whatsoever. Well, we're drawing a card here and trying to find an answer. That was the idea.
Is this a dead man, Doctor?
Very dead, Mr. Spock.
Yeah, kind of a rough deck to face when you're 0-1. We'll see what happens now at 0-2. All right, welcome back, Ryan. Yeah, I don't know how close that felt to me. We were close to not being straight up dead. Yeah, that life gain angel really took the wind out of our sails. Had a chance, and then the chance was gone. Nothing here that we want to do early unless Oppo puts us insane pressure on, but then we have a nice mid-game. If we can cast this for 4, and this for 4, and this for 4, we'll be happy. I'm going to keep. Got both of our colors. Could play the wizard as land, and then we ensure that we have 4 on 4 for royal or infiltrator. But if we find just a couple more lands, we're going to be able to cast the wizard. I'm going to be greedy here. We also don't have anything to do coming up, so if on turn 3 we don't have any more lands, I'll probably just play a wizard as land at that point. But we're drawing more land here. I also tend to like holding Subtle Strike where we can get both sides of value out of it, but I'm not going to be greedy here. We're going to happily take out a sword, I suppose. So this color pair does often do the equipment thing. So we could wait and see if they go for an equip. We could be letting them untap into protecting it, though. So that is the trade-off here. But I think the potential of equipment in a Boros deck is high enough, and frankly, especially a Boros deck in the O2 bracket, that I'm going to wait. Yeah. There is a risk of shelter, but there is a benefit of potentially getting them blown out a little bit here. All right, we'll let it go to this, but yes, now we'll try to kill it. All right, no pauses whatsoever, so they have no instants at this mana. That's good to know. All right, now we're at a spot where I think we're greedy with the wizard land here. We got 4 of 5 lands. We'll find a land to cast this eventually, and right now we can just take a turn, knowing that we have Into the Royal if we are desperate, but we can get hit by 3 here and it's okay. Next turn we might just even cast a Skitter Sneak. Although, might as well just make the... Yeah, I guess Skitter Sneak eats the Sellsword. Oh, not anymore. So, we could royal that back and really set him back damage for a few turns. I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm with G-Guards. I'm very greedy with my Into the Royals, and I hate playing this without getting a card out of it. But we prevent 4 now. Then this can't attack next turn, so we effectively prevent 8 damage. I'm gonna go ahead and do an unkicked Royal. Because if we can make it into the mid-late game, I think we should be okay against this type of deck. We just have to make it there. So let's work on that. Infiltrator is interesting because, like, I do want to start turning this sideways. G-Guard says definitely sneak. Yeah, but I would be willing to take an attack from the war leader to get an infiltrator going and then drop the sneak, which, you know, the sneak eats the war leader. Yes, it does. You know what we're at? 20 life! 20 life. We're at 20 life. So I'm going to go infiltrator, and we'll work the sneak on war leader angle in a couple turns, in a turn, you know? I suppose G-Guards, but I've already given up some of that advantage to Into the Royal. And now, I mean, you could go Wizard for full mana, but I also don't want to block War Leader with Wizard. I want to set up Sneak as an eat of the Wizard. And I don't want to use Snare on War Leader if I can help it, since it has such a great effect for Oppo's deck. It's kind of like, yeah, we could snare it, but then they still have basically an Anthem. So I'm going to do Sneak. Thanks, D. Oh, D's always had a big heart. I don't think that was ever lost. But like snaring a champ. I like snaring a champ. Do I have color rankings? I haven't announced any color rankings for the set. I really like blue. I don't play white a ton, but it's not about color ranking. It's generally about archetype rankings, and I'm kind of with LR. I think the best three are clerics, wizards, and blue-green kicker. Anyway, let's see. Could snare, could wizard. I think let's kick snare here. Thank you, Cleveland. We're doing well. Hanging in, hanging in. Chilling Trap is very good, yeah. And I also agree. Yeah, I basically agreed with the last two episodes of LR in terms of their tiers. They had red, blue wizards, green, blue kicker, and black, white clerics in the top tier. Then had blue, black rogues, black, red party, and I forget what the other. The next one down was. Anyway, let's look here. We can Royal Mage back and into the Royal or a Subtle Strike. I like that. This is a pretty good draw right here. Really need to kill this darn War Leader. But we're not going to Subtle Strike now. Let's go ahead and Royal Mage, though. Royal Mage threatens to block the Sellsword. Could do an infinite loop of kicked into the Royals on our Royal Mage after blocks, and then replay the Royal Mage to get back into the Royal. That's a little bit expensive, but you could do it. Oppo doing pretty well for being on 3 lands. It's in some ways working for them. They have action, although I'm sure they have some cards up here they can't cast right now that is probably frustrating. We got one great kicker payoff. Where if we can find our Roost of Drakes, then we can get that going all day long. Vanquish, hello. Trouble is, I'm so scared to use Vanquish when they could augment the power and make it not work. So I'm gonna play Stalker and then hold Vanquish. Well, they have to attack with the Sellsword first, and I don't think they want to trade their Sellsword for the Royal Mage, so right now that hasn't been doing anything. But, yeah, it seems like they have an instant. We're going to wait till shields are down. Let's see. We could into the Royal our Bubble Snare. And then still have the Vanquish. Let's do that. Well, yeah, but we get the... I mean, we're going to get that next turn. We get to untap and do that. We get to Vanquish, no problem. But this is our last chance to save the Bubble Snare if we want it. You want the card off Royal? All right, I'll let it happen then. Yeah, Bubble is a card off Royal, as War Furnace puts it. But... Oh, sorry, I thought we were on their turn already. I should have Vanquished while shields are down. Sorry, gang. I just got confused about what turn we were in. That's good, though. This suggests maybe they don't have... we both thought it G-Guards. I don't think you convinced me of it. I think I thought it as well. So... if we double block and turn this into a 4-3... I'm going to start with a Vanquish and see if it works. Okay, that worked. And now we can just trade for the Sneak. Although the Sneak starts to become a good attacker. We could also... yeah, and I don't want to do 2 for 1. So we only have the trade. I'm just going to do the trade. This is a solid closer, but we have the Stalker, which is straight unblockable as a closer. Into the Royal on... I think we just wait. We play a Wizard as a creature. We could offer... I'll offer Royal Mage for either of these. If we Wizard, I can't attack with a Stalker. I don't have the mana to make it unblockable. We can attack with a Royal Mage, though, and offer for either of these. Yeah, we can also do the Into the Royal Mage thing, but let's do that next turn. They took that anyway, so now we get Wizard, and we can potentially start looping these two. We want to get this kicked, but we can use this in a pinch now if we need to. Can also... it basically says they can't really attack because we can launch the Wizard. But I would like to get the card here. If possible, I'm going to wait. Yeah, and they know about it, so it would be walking into a trap if they did. This they're willing to offer. Makes sense. I don't want to trade either of these cards for that, so they are smart to make that offer. Ah, pretty good, pretty good. 7 mana is not 8, though, so we can't do both unless we kick and find a basic. We could do that. Maybe send in Stalker and Wizard first. And then if they block, we can Into the Royal and blow out, right? So let's just start with this. They can't really block here. We just blow them out if they do. And they know it. They can see the Royal. So didn't even need to activate Stalker. We can just play the Diviner and then, again, have the Royal at the ready. Well, they're racing. I think we can do that with the end of the Royal. We're just going to let this attack happen. Crack back the other way. The champ is here. Flash Flyer will also be nice, but we're going to send that champ back here. Ooh, feed, you say? Well, let's just feed and go then. We lose 2, we go to 8, we take 4 more and go to 4, but we crack in for a whole ton here. I don't know if it's lethal, but it's awful close. Yeah, we could keep one, keep the, you'd send the sellsword back. Can't block the flyers. Could leave a diviner back. No, I was sorry. I was thinking of leaving back a blocker for the flyers, but I don't think we do that either. We somewhat like. What's the risk? Is there 4 hasty damage for 4? But that it's hasty. We have potentially the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm sending it all. I'm not gonna play around a rare. If we get beat by the rare, we'll just laugh it off. It's gonna be hard for me. You'll be hard pressed to get me to flip any tables today. Times like this, losing a Magic game matters not to me. To beyond the extent of course, I'm trying to win here. Cost me nothing. Strong disagree, Media. Look, they have 3 blockers. They have 3 blockers. If we had held back, we could not win right now. As it is, I can win right now. So punt your punt. That's true. We did have the unblockable creature, so maybe I'm being snotty, but the bottom line is I felt like we were more likely to lose from letting them stabilize there and losing a long game rather than losing to one rare. They would have to have a rare in their deck, in their hand, you know. So yeah, it was basically like if they somehow killed our rogue and left stuff back to block, then suddenly we're not winning anymore. Yeah, I don't know how you could call that a punt, Media, because you're claiming it was suboptimal, but how we don't. I mean, I was playing around, as Guard says. I felt like I was playing around different things. Not that it couldn't be a punt. I don't guarantee that I have thought through everything to the end there, but anyway, good game, Farce. We were just talking about whether or not I made a mistake or not by not leaving something back in case of a hasty 4-power creature. But the only thing we could come up with was the rare, and I decided it wasn't worth playing around a rare. Dauntless Unity isn't really a heavily played card, though. I'm not playing around that either, frankly. not keeping this. As usual, if we can find something besides Royal Mage for 2, that would be nice, but we didn't really, so we'll just go ahead and play it. That's pretty cool. We'll just take a smack, or deliver a smack here, and then drop our Stalker. Yeah, that's tough, Farce. I think you had to save there, though. I think if you had, yeah, I don't know. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking of a different game. There was another game where somebody played a shelter where we had an interesting line to consider. But yeah, in that spot there, you had a really tough call on whether to build up your mana base or use that as spell for sure. Some people quit early. I don't know why Oppo gave up, but they did. We'll take it and move on. Hey, we have a Rooster Drakes. Do you remember that? Now I do. We're going to keep this, and we're going to be greedy. Going to look for a fourth basic land, rather than play Malakir Rebirth out as land. Maybe we just draw a land, and it answers itself even more resoundingly clearly, but definitely going to go greed here. Exactly. Well, if we don't draw lands, we'll play a Rebirth on 3. But we get to start with Expert on 2. Never mind. Oh, shoot. We can't even... Let's see. This is one of the... I believe, according to 17 lands, this is the winningest card you can have in your main deck. And it is even more so one of the more winningest cards when you have it on turn 2. So probably going to lose this just to that alone, but let's expert and see what we can do. We do have 2 Into the Royals, so we our out really here is to find Into the Royal, reset it, and then kill it with Subtle Strike on the way down. Yeah, Feed the Swarm gets it done. Snare is not ideal because they just start throwing the counters elsewhere. All right, we found our 4th land. That's nice. And really, Rebirth plus Subtle Strike is our best hope here. I'm going to say no attacks. There's no argument for playing a Stalker here, right? I mean, we could play it. Well, maybe there is. Like, I guess if we don't think we're going to do anything about the Aspirant, or if we're not going to use the Rebirth and Subtle Strike, then we should just play the Stalker, right? Yeah, I was thinking that we needed to like have all of our stuff ready, but actually our stuff isn't going to do much here. So let's. Yeah, we can't even Rebirth and Subtle Strike together. So let's go ahead and play our Stalker. basically, we're just going to take some damage and know that our big out to this aspirant work here is into the royal. Full party payoff here, but right now they're just all a bunch of clerics. Sure-footed infiltrator can help us find our into the royal. So I'm going to play this now. There's Rooster Drakes actually doesn't do much, so sure-footed is how we're going to start. This is getting grim, though. The longer this aspirant stays on the table, the more that we have no recourse to beat it. Trying to get him to block, I don't know. I feel like I'm on plan find into the royal ASAP, or find feed ASAP. Spreading around the counters really messes us up because then into the royal is becoming less and less effective with each passing turn that the aspirant throws a counter around. Blood Priest. Well, shoot. Play Rebirth as land here to get more land going. I think that actually makes some sense. Let's get this going, though. Get in with Infiltrator. Maybe we'll find the card we need. Not quite. Not quite. I'm going to go Rebirth as land, though. And then Skitter Sneak. Maybe I'm supposed to keep this as spell. I don't know. I just want more blackout, so then we can double spell next turn. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. I've been holding off on this, trying to use this as spell, but we need black mana, and now we can sneak or Drake. I'm gonna kick the Roost because if we draw one of our kicker spells, we'll be happy to have the Roost out, and it doesn't really matter between this 4-drop or this 4-drop in terms of mana efficiency. Oh, yeah, look at this spreading of the tokens. It's so bad for us. Oppo's playing this really well. Making sure they're... I mean, they could put, like, one counter on the aspirant to keep it out of Vanquish range. But I love the spreading out of the counters. I think they're doing it right to make all of these threats worthwhile. I mean, this card, come on. You kill it right away or you're just long odds to win that game. Still, we're not dead if we can get a little bit of help here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If we don't block and they pump, we can survive that, but not really. But do you think they're sending the aspirant without the ability to do something besides pump the banneret? I mean, they must have something, right? But it's possible we're just at the spot where it doesn't matter. So, gang, this probably just means we're dead, because nobody with any sense is going to risk their aspirant against this block. So, we're going to fire off their trap and see how we're going to lose, basically. Or maybe silver player giving up their aspirant and giving us a chance. We'll see. Yeah, there's no question we have to try. I never expect this to work. If we end up with 1-for-1ing an aspirant here, I'll be like, I won't even know. But it happens. I just never count on it. We assume that they... Okay? Okay? I would like to quote one LL Cool J. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for days. I'm no music memes till I understand what the record industry is going to do to me. Yeah, let's go blood. Leave up royal. Yeah, let's draw a card first. Yeah, I should. Sorry, I got all excited about my draw and the how is this even happening? But let's. I'm gonna send in. Definitely the infiltrator for the card. Then the question is, are we sending in anything else? I might need expert plus Drake to threaten 3 damage on something. I'm gonna just send in the infiltrator. All right, that's cool for Blood Priest. Basically, Rogue, Cleric. We're close to a full party. Well, everything is X3, but they've got a banneret, so everything is effectively an X4. But we have Subtle Strike and Into the Royal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of like Blood Priest. But we can. I guess go Pack Beast and then Into the Royal with Kicker and Subtle Strike if needed. Yeah, we could also do Beast and Priest, but I really want the Kicker available to make another Drake. So I'm going to do it this way. All right. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to hold off on music-based memes for this week until I do some more research in my situation. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we'll see what they want to do here. We can send back Zareth-san and load on some blocks. I think that's just the play here, right? Make him pump before Royal, but the trouble is I want another Drake to block with. Sending this back is 5, but also if we yeah, actually, I'm going to send back something with a counter. And then block Zareth-san. Double block. Oh, oops, yeah. Shouldn't have chosen 1-drop because now they can do both. I was just choosing a 4-drop with a counter and didn't really look at the casting cost. That was my bad. Should have done the Blight Priest. Yeah, we'll triple block because they have the possible pump. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. We take 8 if they pump here. That's fine. I'll do this. So this is dumb. Like right now, it should be this tapped archpriest that's a 4, you know, big, and then this should be in hand. I screwed that up. We'll see if it costs me, but hopefully it doesn't. We'll find out. Royal Mage, pretty sweet. We can start doing it. Kicking. How many lands we have? We only have 7 land now, so we don't get... I think we wait on the Royal Mage and we go sneak Blood Priest and then start kicking next turn. Does that make sense? Or am I supposed to kick, make it a Drake here? Gives us 2 extra blockers. Yeah, but I like that play. If we find a basic land, then we get to Royal Mage and have a spell that we can actually cast. I want to ensure that... And now I'll send this. Oh, I didn't think through my card draw, and I could have bubble snared. I am not playing this particularly well. Although we do get to kick this now, so that's cool. We can get another Drake out of it. Totally punished, although not super hard if we get to kick it. How many pumps do they have? Just 1. All right, they've passed, so that's great. Wowie, I don't even know what to do next. Like, we can Geyser Mage, Bubble Snare something. I think we just start with the Geyser Mage, send back Blight Priest. And then Infiltrate. We can Infiltrate first, really. I'm gonna do this. Yes. Infiltrate first, Ryan. Better things happen. Media is going super aggro. I am taking it a little more conservatively, but Media's probably got a nice line as well. Double Subtle is interesting, but we're just going to get our kicker going and start adding Drakes to the board, and then it's going to be very tough for them. Now this is looking good for us. Yeah, Oppo agrees. Turned the corner and took it over. All right, started 0-2, but have come back with 3 wins. Nice. I'm just going to do the 1 draft today, D, but I'll work back up to some multiple drafts maybe tomorrow. Right on, true. We will go say hi to Jamie today. All right, looks good. We're going to place Vision as land here and be greedy-ish on the Wizard. told you, whenever my opponents have ruin crabs, they always have it, and it's going to do its job for Oppo, which is to demand a removal. All right, finding a fourth land makes me want to not play the wizard land. We're going to be greedy on that front and go for the seafloor stalker here. We got another one of those waiting. Ooh, but we're going to go for our infiltrator here first. With a basic land, I'm going to go Stalker, Blood Priest. Could go Wizard and get more out of the Blood Priest, but if we go Stalker, Blood Priest, I can make the Infiltrator unblockable here. Although we can Stalker, unblockable, attack, then Blood Priest. I got to get a better ergonomic mouse setup. I continue to have, like, I can feel my wrist complaining because the way my mouse pad is set up, or lack of one, really. Need a good wrist-saving mouse pad. No blocks. Looks like we're racing a bit here. I like our chances, depending on what they play here. Yeah, wrist brace could probably be good for me. I'll actually make a note of that. I'm going to look into that today. More land, not what we're looking for. And another Blood Priest changes the math of the race, of course. We do get a free attack with both of our... Really, with all of our stuff. I mean, I'll offer a Priest for Priest here and then drop a Wizard to threaten the Sneak. Let's send all. See what we find. Maybe we'll get an alternative play to this. And that'd be a big no. Oh, here comes the flood. Do 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 do. That's the best I got for you. Are we gonna get blown out with a block? Do we need to block? I'm gonna block. We're the ones who are drawing extra cards each turn. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Gonna go for cards over damage. I don't want to offer the trade. They could 2-for-1 themselves, but I don't want to give up this Infiltrator. I think it's too important. That's nice. Make that work. Want to make this block? Maybe? Because if we make this block, then Subtle Strike on the Wind Robber takes Death Touch away from the Skulker. So actually, I'm going to make this trade. I know it's a little weird, because technically we're making damage back the other way, but I think we can really blow him out with the Subtle Strike if I do this. But we do, because the Wind Robber is... oh, yeah, that's right. We don't... You're right. Sorry, this is not a rogue. Yeah. So maybe we just take that. Thank you. I was only wanting to do it to set up the turn off Death Touch, but this isn't a rogue. So I'm going to say no blocks. And we milled a Subtle Strike. So of course they're not going to expect one here, right? Ooh, and we get a Expert. Let's go ahead and take their last card. And I will make the Infiltrator unblockable, but and hopefully they still block the Stalker and we get our blowout. If they don't do any blocks here, we might just kill the Blood Priest, but I'd be surprised if they don't offer some kind of trade. So they're going to do it that way. We're just going to let the trade happen then. And, oh, actually we can, no, we can still do it. Let's save it all. So we shrink here, pump here, and then we win. Nice. Oh yeah, I could have pumped Stalker too, but we were drawing, so might have actually found something to draw. I don't think the stock... I should have thought about it as usual. The punt I believe the punt there is not thinking about it, but had I thought about it, I think I would have declined since we were drawing a card. Nice, 4 wins. Approaching profit here after an 0-2 start. Named this deck after my recently departed father-in-law, who is a proud Irishman, who was a proud Irishman, so maybe the spirit of Dan Doherty is going to take us all the way. Nice, looks good. Pack Beast into Expert for extra look. Then we could potentially even into the Royal our own Expert to get something else. Yeah, Mole from Oppo, we'll take that. Now we get Stalker on 3 and potentially Royal on 4, saving Expert for one of their later cards, which is even better. Thank you, Old Fat, and to everybody else who's been so kind in their thoughts and words. Appreciate it a lot. Stalker or Surprise Skydancer. They both attack for 2, but Skydancer more reliably right now, so I'm going to wait and dance on their turn. Yeah, Stalker does block. That's true. But I like the race situation here. Take down. Now we got Into the Royal ready. Thank you, Foil King. Gifting subs. Throwing them around like nothing. I appreciate it. Very nice. And I get to hear my daughter's sweet refrain. So yeah, we could go expert here, or we could just go stalker here and then have both of these up next turn. I kind of like stalker. I'm just gonna go stalker. Thank you again for those subs. So nice. Legion Angel. Looks strong, but we're going to take it out here with, I think we go Feed the Swarm on Legion Angel. Leave back the Pack Beast. We could even offer it at this point. I don't know. Let's, I appreciate it a lot. Let's feed the Angel. Feed on the Angel. You're going to bounce Angel. Thing is, if we bounce Angel, or if we feed Angel... Yeah, I guess we could bounce and attack too. Jinx wants to bounce, and then we can feed it next time too. It's true. If we bounce and find a land, we can also follow up with the expert. So there's that. All right, I'm going to do the Jinx play. And we're going to leave black open so that we can follow with the feed if we want to on the banneret. If we want to. Or an acquisitions expert, either one. So now we have to ask if we want to trade off for the banneret. And on the Pack Beast, it does take away one of our expert finds, so I'm going to say no. I'm just going to send these two. Vanquish gives us 2 removal spells for next turn. We could potentially feed on the Angel and then vanquish something else. Banneret or some other play they find. All right, that's actually fine because now we have a vanquish target, so that's great. And I'm going to play Acquisitions Expert here. If they go for some kind of trade at some point on the Expert, we can rebirth it and get another card. Yeah, maybe they show Angel. That seems unlikely, but we'll see. Oh, they do. Wow, what does that mean, Jinx? They actually did show us the Angel. That is unexpected. But we can deal with that one. Like, maybe we're supposed to take the Unity? No, we don't care if they have Unity. I guess we take the Angel. All right. Yeah, maybe it's Thwart. Could be Thwart. That's a great call. It really does seem like it's some sort of Raise Dead effect if they're going to give us the Angel. Thwart or the Kicker Raise Dead. Good call, East. I expect we'll see this back in their hand or on the battlefield shortly. Ha! We even get a better one back. No problem. Are we feeding any swarms? Nope. I'm going to just send a Skydancer and drop an Infiltrator here. Keep up the rebirth. The rebirth of Slick, like my gangster stroll. Ah, good point. I do forget that all the time. We could absolutely feed the journey if we want. Don't know if we will, but we could. I don't think we'll need to. I think we would actually probably just rather kill one of their creatures with it. Royal Mage doesn't have the oomph yet, but we're going to infiltrate via expert. Yeah, I agree with math. Thanks for the reminder, though. I can constantly forget I can hit enchantments with feed. Definite leak of mine in this format. You want Rebirth as land? I'm not willing to do that yet. I think we got plenty of plays, and kicking a Royal Mage will happen. Like, we might find a land right here, even. Hooey! 988, thank you so much. Practiced tactics. So we could save that with the Rebirth, but I don't care. They can have that one. I think we just give them the Sky Dancer. It's not that important of a card here. There we go. So now we got our land anyway, and now we can kick anyway. Let's get into the Royal back. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Well, I'm gone. I like kicking for the Royal because we can just keep doing it. We can just keep going through. I mean, we could take the Vanquish, but no, I'd rather have the Royal. It saves our important stuff. I mean, my biggest fear right now is that we've gone shields down on saving Infiltrator. Cliff Clavin is here. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. All right. Oh, and we get another kick. All right. Kick in the pants. Yeah, I think we send Sellsword back. We don't even need to make the Infiltrator unblockable. And we can... I could draw first, but I'm kicking to clear the Sellsword as a blocker first. There you go. That was enough for Oppo. We got there. Yeah, that's true. I think I missed lethal. I should have just looked. I did my classic always want to kick my Royal. Sometimes I miss lethal when I forget that Into the Royal can be a 2-mana spell. All right. Look at that. Profit, baby. I mean, we had profit because this was one was on the house, but this was profit even if we had to buy in with gems. Yeah, we can use that one. Unlike the recording industry, Dave Chappelle is not riding my jock looking for slip-ups. Yeah, I think the movie clips still work. Let's keep this. Do we want to play Rebirth as land? We only have the 2 lands. I'm going to say, yeah. I don't want to mess around here. We got 2 drops. We got 3 drops. I'm just going to play this as land. Let's see. I gotta find it. I gotta find it. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
He's a big pig. Yup, yup. You can be a big pig too.
So we can go expert, but I'm gonna go blood priest. Higher power. Expert getting extra cards is better. Spare supplies I like to see as a turn 2 play from my opposition in general. I'm gonna go blood priest, and same logic as last time. Gonna wait and play the Sky Dancer at the end of their turn. Nectar Pot stops our blood priest pretty well. Yeah, I don't think this is ever what you want to do on 2. You just, you want to be developing the board more. Go sneak attack with the dancer. Need another blue before we can kick this royal. If we get a non-island, if we get like a swamp, we can go stalker expert though. No, I have not been watching Treehouse of Horror. Is that a new show? Isn't that like the Simpsons? It sounds like what the Simpsons call their Halloween episode, but I don't think that's what you're talking about. Oh, you are talking about that. No, I haven't been watching it. Is it good? I haven't honestly watched the Simpsons regularly in years now, but if it's good, I'll check it out. Double Royal. Well. How about expert? Get something here. If they show us like 2 really good cards here, we can consider Into the Roiling our expert at the end of their turn and replaying. Yeah, like, wow, okay. Like maybe we want to just be bouncing our bouncing our expert. No reach here, right? All right. Not liking our chances when Oppo is showing us 2 royal eruptions on a 5 card acquisitions expert. Getting a little hot in here. Now, this is not a sorcery. If they do not kill our acquisitions expert, I'm gonna let... we can just bounce it and save our... Yeah, I gotta do this, right? Gotta do this. Too much value indeed. It drops the Skyclave pickaxe, it nullifies the bite, and they can't recast it this turn. All told, way too much not to do that. Could play this as second island, and I think I will here. But let's see. We can make sure, let's think through the turn first. Not doing anything else. I'm attacking with Sneak and Sky Dancer, leaving back these 2. Okay, let's start there. Interesting. Well, we do it again? I mean... Like, we get none of the value, but I think we just do it again, right? Well, we do. We're going to get the blue coming up here, but now I'm going to hold the vision and look for a spell instead. Not sure. It's possible they drew that. We don't know that they didn't draw this. All right, now we find our island. Let's go. We could look for a vision. Kind of want them to burn this royal eruption before I even play the stalker, so that this becomes our win condition. And I could attack first, but I'd actually rather know what's coming here. Let's look at cast vision and then decide what's up. Subtle strike. Nice. We could take that and play that and have game against the Scorch Rider. They would know about it, but it gives us game against a 4 power, so let's do that. Even lets us attack here with the sneak. And if they want to come back, I mean, they could equip the pickaxe and hit us pretty hard, but I'm still going to do it. Let's make them get aggressive on the way back, and then we can follow with our stuff. Chumping is good for us, I guess. I think Oppo is chumping too early, but we'll take it. Overt strike. I got a solid rank for a newish player, but they could be newish. Now they're offering really we can just throw everything on here and make the trade. Why wouldn't we do that? That seems really good for us. I'm just going to trade Blood Priest and Acquisitions Expert for a Rider and not worry about Subtle Strike. And now we get attacks, and Subtle Strike messes with all of their possible blocks. Why not Priest and use Strike on Florahedron? Well, because it keeps the Subtle Strike. I really didn't care about these two. For one thing, we've got to thwart the grave, that we don't mind these in the graveyard. And we know what their other card is, so I'm feeling like this is great. Yeah, it just based on what I'm seeing, this felt correct to me. Ah, that's a good call. I didn't look at that, Gadandamore. Gadandamore points out that I could have killed it and gotten an extra point off the sneak. I don't think I would have. I still like staying just like this. This is fine. And yes, we can kill this thing, but I mean, it doesn't matter that much. They can kill this, but this is fine. We get to continue attacking with the Stalker. Here's me air guitaring to Eddie Van Halen. Something like that. Actually, that was bad because I had one hand over the middle. If I'm doing eruption, I got to put both fingers on the neck, right? I also gotta bite my lower lip when I'm air guitaring. Oh, here comes the flood. I didn't catch any blowback, but the blowback in the community is increasing, and I'm playing it safe for right now as I plot my next steps on that front. I have not been reprimanded. I'm just trying to avoid that. All right, Dan Doherty, you've taken us from 0-2 to 6-2. Are we going to get the 7 win? Dan Doherty is my beloved father-in-law who we said farewell to this past weekend. Calling upon his spirit for some fun times. We don't need to win a magic game, but fun times he would love. He was such a delightful man. He is a guy who had his ducks in a row with the people in his life at the end. He died in a great place with everyone he cared about. And every time you saw him, he expressed his gratitude. He was so full of gratitude. And so I'm so sad that he has left us, but I'm so proud and inspired by how he showed me you can live out your senior years. Great keep here. If we can do nothing until 3, we'd love to save all this stuff, but we'll see if we need to. Yeah, maybe we'll remake all, I'm going to redo all the memes except me singing and playing the parts, playing the characters on the cards, you know? Yeah, we're going to bolt the bird, aka vanquish the snake. Ooh, strike the snake. Never mind. Let's strike the snake instead. No, I'm never T1ing Roost. Like, it's just too good as a kicked getting the first one going. Like, T1 Roost seems like a constructed thing you might do. I'm just going to get that thing dead. I'm not going to let him have a turn of ramp. Well, now I wish I'd waited. But this thing can be vanquished, so it's all fine. We'll do that. In fact, we can even wait. Like... Oh, no, we don't want to wait. Never mind. Let's just kill it. Let's just kill it right now. I don't want it to get any value. And now we're in great spot. Oh, wow, I was going to kick the roost of drakes, but let's go infiltrator first. Although they might have removal for that. Yeah, I'm doing it. Let's get the infiltrator going. Make them have it. Make them have something. They have something. But they had to have it. And now, now we'll get to the kicking. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Kick it! That's the other one I can do. Da-da-da. Well, Oppo with 3 cards and no plays makes me think they've got removal potentially and don't want to spend it on a Drake. I understand that. But we got a Sky Dancer at Flash. perfect snare target. I can't. Yeah, hold lands when we are kicking, drawing, and I don't like it. But I understand that maybe it was correct there. But we'll do this here. Yeah, you're probably right to hold a land. Like the land I played hasn't done anything for us yet, and if we get mind drained now, it's quite devastating. Whereas if we hold one land, we can actually fade a mind drain pretty well. So I in retrospect, I agree that I should have held the land. That's going to be fine, though. Here's the land I can start holding, though. Let's hold land now. Now I'm going to play it because we have the extra. Now we can go kick it, get the royal back, and royal for the win. Yeah, this... Oh, even better. Well, kind of. Yeah, I think we just win. That's the thing. Look, I remembered that Into the Royal can be cast for 2 mana, everybody. Ah, but that was on purpose. That time, like, I played the second land on purpose. Look at that, everybody. You know, started out 0-2 and is like, well, I'm going to take whatever this day has to offer and be happy that I have the opportunity to play some Magic today with friendly folks on my stream. But we did it. Mega profit. It was definitely a 7-0 run if you look at it from the right perspective, right? We did it, Dan. Thanks. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back and making me feel good today. Needed some feel-good action and got exactly that, both from the results and from my awesome community. It's been a tough few days here, and it's going to continue to be tough as my family thinks back on all the wonderful times we've had with my father-in-law. And I'm actually going to go right now, dig into our family photos and create a photo album for my wife of all the great photos we have of both her parents. We lost her mom a little over a year ago. So these are the times that I hope I'm wrong and that there is an afterlife and Dan and Marion are together again, enjoying it. Anyway, thank you so much for making my heart feel big today, everybody. I appreciate all the love and support, and had a fun time finding our way to 7 wins with you all, too. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, YouTube. Bye.